Well, fortunately, I had some earplugs. It's always nice when a cannon's going off. But yeah, it was definitely the first time I've also hit a tee shot while the cannon is going off. So that was a unique experience. But I was definitely glad to just be able to make contact with the ball and not embarrass myself out there. I mean, it's fun being back here in Hilton Head. This is we have some special memories here from last year's tournament, and it's good to be back in town. Like I said over there, the food's really good. It feels like a really easy week for us coming off of Augusta. I mean, the golf course is really great. It's a simple week for us. Most people are renting houses here in the community, and it's easy to get to the golf course. And I think it's a simple, calm week for us, and it's a lot of fun as well. Well, it sounds like some of us may have another opportunity to win a gold medal for our country, which is always cool. And I mean, as far as the Olympics goes, anytime you get to go and represent your country, it's a really special feeling. I haven't heard much about the format or anything like that, but a mixed team event should be fun. I don't know exactly what it will be, but I think any opportunity you can have to win a gold medal for your country will be pretty special. You're not gonna like this answer, but I kind of forgot about that. And I'll just Ted what he wants to do. I don't really care. He's the one who gets the number, and I'm sure we'll have it in the bag. I think in the tournaments we've been able to use it at the PGA the last couple of years, haven't we? I mean, is it going to help pace of play? I mean, maybe a few minutes. Will it be anything significant? No. I think this tournament, what significantly affects the pace of play is the walkability of the golf course, and I think we're playing twosomes all week, which I mean, it'll go from being probably a 5-hour round to maybe 4 hours or less. So I think when you see the biggest changes in pace of play, it all comes from, I think, going from 3 guys to 2 guys in a pairing. It's just easier to get around the golf course. And also the distance walking from green to tee is a big factor as well if you're going to save 15, 20 minutes off a round. And this golf course is pretty simple in terms of getting around. I don't really have a strong opinion on it. I think, like, if you get a golf course like this where it's hard to really get offline, like if you get offline, you're just in the forest, and so you're kind of just like punching out and hitting weird shots. I think sometimes on the bigger golf courses, when you get pretty far offline, it can be a little bit of a less advantage to a great caddy who maybe has a way of doing the numbers better than other caddies, and who maybe has put in the work to get numbers from certain areas. So it could take away a little bit of that, and I'm not sure if it'll have a significant impact on pace of play, but we'll see. It's something that we haven't tested out before. And so will it save a few minutes? I don't think it would hurt pace of play, but you never know. I guess my answer is we'll see what happens. But, the pace of play debate is funny. I think, people want to watch exciting golf. I think that's what it's all about. And let's say if we do all these changes and we save 20 minutes off of a round of golf, like is somebody going to sit down on the couch on Sunday and be like, well, I didn't have 5 hours to watch a round of golf, but I got 4 hours and 40 minutes. Like now I'm in. And so I think if we're going to spend a lot of our time and energy, I think where I would want to spend it is I want to get more people involved in the game of golf, more people to be able to come play. It's a great game. It's a great sport. And, you learn a lot of life lessons playing golf. And I think what's most important for me as a player, where I want to spend the most time and energy specifically in the game of golf is just getting people involved. I've met some of my best friends in the whole world playing the game of golf, and it's a really special game that I think more people should want to play. In that moment, like, it was such an emotional day for him, I kind of just tried to stay out of the way and basically just get the jacket on without embarrassing him or myself. And I got to watch the whole celebration. I watched the finish, and it was really cool for me to be able to see, because I don't have the understanding of what it's like to be asked about the career Grand Slam, but I have like a small understanding of what it's like to be asked, like, hey, you've accomplished this, but you haven't accomplished that. And it can be very, very taxing on people sometimes. So it was cool to be able to see Rory get the job done. And it was definitely, from the outside, it looked a bit more like relief than anything, because Rory, I mean, he's accomplished everything in the game of golf. And that was really the last thing for him to accomplish. I mean, the guy's won FedEx Cups, he won the Players, he's won all 4 majors. I mean, maybe the only other thing would be the Olympics is what he'd want to win. And so for him, it was really cool for me to be there in that moment. He's a good friend of mine, and be able to congratulate him and just see the joy on him and his family. It was really cool. Well, it was an exhausting week, but it takes a lot out of you to win a golf tournament emotionally. And on Sunday, I was in the tournament. It takes a little bit out of you, but I think the adrenaline you get from actually winning the tournament is a lot different than getting close. I'm sitting there in 18 fairway last week, and Rosie's was at 10 under. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going at this pin. I'm going to try and hold this. And then he makes it, and you're like, okay, well, the tournament's over. I lost. And you're kind of sitting there, and I'm like, didn't win. Yeah, lost, whatever. And I just look at Teddy, and I'm like, all right, Teddy, well, I guess I'm going to aim at the middle of the green now. He's like, yeah, aim at the middle of the green. Let's get out of here kind of thing. And if I, like, for instance, if Rosie misses that putt and I hole it, huge adrenaline rush, and it takes something out of you, you know, kind of like the adrenaline rush you get from getting arrested. Like that takes something out of you. And, you know, it's so as far as being spent, I'm not nearly as spent as I was last year. Also, the party on Sunday looked slightly different than it did last night. I still had some fun with friends, but, you know, it's just a different feeling. Like last year, for instance, you know, we flew home and was home for a day and a half and traveled and, you know, got in an airplane. That takes a toll on your body. And, for instance, this year, you know, we hung out in Augusta on Sunday and drove over here yesterday, had some lunch, got some treatment, slept in today, and, you know, I'm feeling ready to roll. I feel like whenever I see somebody win a tournament, like the feeling you get from winning a tournament is a pretty special feeling. For me, I wish it lasts longer than it did. It doesn't really last very long, but I mean, watching anybody accomplish anything in the game of golf, it takes a lot of work, and I don't really think very often about career goals or anything like that. I try to do my best to stay in the present. And was it pretty awesome watching Rory win the Grand Slam? Yeah, of course it was. But as far as my life goes, you know, I try to stay in the present, and so right now I'm focused on this week, and then when I get home next week, I'm going to be preparing for my next tournament. And at the end of the day, I try to find my motivation's all internal, and you know, was it really cool getting to see him accomplish that? Yeah, of course. I mean, winning the career Grand Slam, I think that's something that any golfer would dream of. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get the most out of myself, and that's about it.